right, good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me fine? All right, it's not a big room. All right, my name is Chris Capozzola. I'm the Senior Associate Dean for Open Learning here at MIT, and I want to begin with a word of welcome. And thank you for coming, especially those of you who have traveled to join us in this beautiful fall morning with a great view. We've asked most of you to turn away from that beautiful view and look at the screen and the speakers. So we hope that that will be as stimulating as everything in the other direction. I just want this morning very briefly to draw our attention to the ongoing events in Lewiston, Maine. Many of us here in the open learning community are from or live in Maine. And I'm not going to ask you for a moment of thought or prayer, but one of action. And so think today, please, about one thing you could do so that these don't continue to happen. On a more heartening note, I'm going to begin with some words of thanks. First to the staff of the Sandberg Center who work here with representation from Local 26 of Unite Here. Second, to the Filecoin Foundation for the distributed web for supporting this event and bringing us together. Particularly to Caitlin Donovan, our relationship manager, who I've only ever seen in Rectangle, so I'm looking forward to spending the day with you. And to some key individuals here in MIT Open Learning who made this possible, including Kurt Newton, Ferdy Almadi, Clayton Hainsworth, and the entire MVP team, Steve Nelson for organizing and all the logistics, and Peter Kaufman, our salonier, who is guiding us this morning and all day in our salon. So now, let me turn to a couple of comments to kick us off this morning. We are gathering under the theme of distributing knowledge through decentralized technology. And our salon organizers have offered us several questions for consideration. I want to put those on the table this morning so that we can return to them this afternoon in our conversation, and especially when Marta Belcher joins us for that wrap-up. Question number one, what does decentralization mean, and what could a decentralized web look like? Second, how can decentralized technologies affect social change, knowledge distribution, and preservation in particular? Third, who are the key institutional players and stakeholders right now? Fourth, what's at stake, and what is education's role in safeguarding materials? Now, I'm going to focus in particular on that fourth question, what's at stake? And give us a couple of reflections on some of the keywords, because I think for much of the day we'll be thinking about the technical challenges, opportunities, practical work that surround these urgent tasks. But I want to offer some big reflections on why we are all here around the particular themes of distribution, knowledge, decentralization, and technology. So first, distribution. And I ask you all to join today in the spirit of the Salon. And this is where I come in. I'm also a history professor with a sort of brief lesson about what the Salon was and is. So in 18th century and 19th century Europe, the Salon emerged as in fact, a technology of distributed knowledge. In which individuals, often from privileged backgrounds, but not exclusively so, gathered and brought multiple perspectives, multiple expertise to confront the challenges of the day: war, epidemics, grinding poverty and violence, a partisan press, and emerging technologies of media and communication that were used to protect the powerful and mislead the vulnerable. In that sense, the work of the Salon remains fundamentally unfinished. And I thank our salonier, Peter Kaufman, for gathering us for this task today. Second, knowledge. And about that, I need not tell you anything that is not in the headlines. Violence, war, climate change, all of these demand knowledge and information at scale while disrupting knowledge and information at the very same time. Now, along with an urgent need for knowledge come changing practices that emerged from the pandemic, massive shifts in labor markets, a politics of mis and disinformation, and doubts about the mission of the university or the value of a college degree. In the United States and around the globe, the obligation of sharing and preserving knowledge, building trusted systems of information, and defending open education are critical to building and then defending democratic institutions. The stakes, therefore, are quite high. Third, decentralization. Open knowledge the fundamental building block of democratic institutions, must be created, shared, sustained, and preserved. Right now, the creation, sharing, sustainability, and storage of information and knowledge depends on fundamentally centralized entities, insulated, in fact, isolated from democratic control. New policies and practices are needed, so too are new technologies that we gather here today to discuss. Fourth, on the theme of technology. From the 18th century broadsheet to the 19th century post office to the 20th century open university to 21st century open courseware, MIT X, and the Digital Credentials Consortium, decentralized technological innovations have supported distributed knowledge. At Open Learning, they have brought us course materials, credentials, and an immense video archive that reflects generations of research and teaching. New tools are needed now, and while the Salon is in fact a very old technology, it is a proven one, an effective means for the task at hand today. So thank you very much, and let's get to work.